Addiction is not a death sentence.
You are now about to witness the greatest show on earth. Music in Mayhem. Music in Mayhem.
I'm Manny Vitale.
It's Skyler, baby. This is Music in Mayhem.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Yes, it is Music in Mayhem time, and no, it is not Wednesday. It is Thursday, and we will get into that, why we're doing a day later, and that's because the co-host was busy entertaining his fans along with the lovely Kayla and Kalichi. Yay! We will be getting into that as well. So before doing that, of course, what we have to do is bring on the one and only OG.
Hey guys.
Is in the house.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And as you guys know, OG will be taking care of all the questions, comments, concerns. And as me and Skyler are talking, hopefully
I'll interrupt them as
vocabulary, some of her words, but we're having some fun with that. We'll be discussing that as well. We got a lot going on, as like I said in the intro, we're coming in hot. So with that being said, we got to get the other half of this co-host going on, the one and only Skyler Ray.
Yay!
Skyler Ray!
Hey.
What's going on, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just, getting this camera situated. There we go.
Oh.
Are you recovered from yesterday?
Huh?
Are you recovered from yesterday?
No, not at all. Not at all. Me and Kayla, I had to do some house chores. Usually I take the next day off and kind of just rest. But Kayla had to go do some things today, and we talked about just doing nothing and just playing video games. And so with that being said, I told Kayla, because we're like, all right, well, we got to we want to change the sheets on the bed. We want to, carry down, unload everything, put it back away, all the merch and things like that. So I did that today. So that way, when she comes home, I can just cook her a nice meal. And we can just relax. That way she don't have to come home, right? I don't want her to come home from being gone all day and then have to do some chores. So I was doing that and then running social media. And then I was like, well, shoot, I got 2 hours before I go live. I would like to take some time to play some video games. That's why I texted you, Manny. I was like 3:45 because I was in the middle of playing. I was like,
Well, it's funny because you're like, it was like something 45, then something 30, and it was like, okay, something's up. But how far
it gets on at 5:55 or 4:50, whatever the time zone. It don't matter, but he was late.
The time is the same everywhere.
He was busy.
Yeah, I was busy taking care of some kids.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Kasia?
Yeah, man,
Kasia? Is that how you say your name?
It's what?
Kasia? How do you say her name?
What are you looking at? I don't see anything.
Oh,
what are you looking at?
Kasia Reynolds.
Kaisa from Talking Trash.
Oh, yeah.
Kaisa, I see Stephen Parker.
Okay.
But I don't see Kaisa. But Kaisa, how you doing?
Hey, shout out to Kasia, whoever it is.
Yep.
I can't say her name. I don't know if they're pronouncing it wrong. All we know is OG's been messing up on her words all week. We got Stephen Parker here. It was so nice to see you yesterday at the show. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh, there she is.
Yep. Kaisa is from the podcast Talking Trash, which they were nice enough to let me come on. And actually, things went so well, I'm actually coming on again on March the 19th. So, Kaisa, thank you so much. And Tim and Will and everyone else. So I appreciate it. Jim as well. You guys are kicking ass over there. And again, Skyler, you said that Steve was at your show last night?
Yep. He was at the show yesterday. It was an incredible show. It was really awesome. I got a chance to meet him. And I got a chance to be able to meet a lot of people. It was really cool because it got pretty packed, and then it started running late, so some people started leaving, but it was a good show, man. And my buddy John, who owns the club, the 520 over in Albany, he celebrated 20 years of recovery.
I saw that.
So we got a chance to do that. Kalichi was there. 4D showed up deep from Portland. I think they showed up 20, 30 people. So it was really cool. It was an amazing event, and I felt like it went really well, and I got a chance to meet a lot of cool people. So shout out to Steven for showing up to the event. I appreciate you so much.
All right, that's nice.
Yeah, I tell you, I was able to see some of it was posted. What song was it? Walk on Water. I saw that one.
Yep.
And what was the last? You did another one. What was? Do you remember the song? You did?
We did our set was Fly. It was Fly. And then we also did what is it? Here's the Us, Burnside, Old Me. Also we did Can't Sleep. I did Drowning with Kalichi. We did Hold Me Down, Heartbeat, and Walk on Water.
Yeah, yep, that's what I saw because it said it had you guys last night showing, and you were up there tearing it up. And what a great time, man! Sounded excellent, having fun. It's all about, man. And yeah, it. Whoa!
What?
There we go. There we go. That will make you nauseous, huh?
Whoa! Man, I told you my stomach was already jacked up. Now you got to do this.
There we go. Throw you through a trip. Give you vertigo. You see how little I look? I look like I'm looking up. Hold on. Let me put this phone book underneath me so I can look down on the camera. Hold on.
Damn head all straight. I feel like I'm.
There we go.
You know what it is? It's just everything's left and right. Right is left.
Yeah, well.
Oh, there you go.
That's not true. That's not true. You stole that hat off a little kid and now it don't fit right.
Hey, that's what I do, man. You know, people ask about working out and shit. I go, I don't work out. I just buy smaller shirts. Small, you know. Is that an extra? I put an extra large tag and I sew it on an extra small shirt.
Hey, let's go. No, the hat looks fine, bro. The hat looks fine. I like it. It's Detroit. It's you. It makes sense.
I was just gonna say, man. I don't know if your ears were ringing today, but I was talking with a friend, and he was just going on and on and on about just some old school music and stuff where I used to work out at, and of course, you know who came up, Eminem, and
let's go.
Oh man, because he actually lived right across the street from my mom over it because his daughter went to Chippewa High School. And I actually had the opportunity to literally run into him. I mean, I actually ran into him at the gym with him and his bodyguards, but that was fun. But I was telling everybody about you and your you know how with his music and how that was a big part and still is a big part of your music and stuff like that. So but when you come to Detroit, man, I got to bring you to Gilbert's Lodge. He actually worked there.
He used to work there. He used to work there. And the notorious photo of the Marshall Mathers LP in the booklet, he has taken out the garbage with the apron next to the garbage can.
Yeah.
I know about Gilbert's Lodge, okay?
So I've been going to that bar. I've been getting served at that bar since I was 15 years old. Ooh. And so when you get here, we'll take you to Gilbert's, you and Kayla, show you around. But so tell me, let's hear some more about this show, man. What was this? Was this part of your recovery tour? Was this part of something with Kalichi, or was it?
No. It was John was celebrating 20 years of recovery, so he wanted to throw an event. He wanted me to come out. He wanted Kalichi to come out. So that's kind of just what we did. We just celebrated recovery, man. There was a lot of people in recovery in the building. We got a chance to showcase artists in recovery, and it was a special night. There was a lot of good music. That we even had like a little a dinner beforehand with intimate dinner with like the artist and some of the people that bought dinner tickets. So it was a cool experience, man. It's always awesome. You get a chance to meet so many new people. On top of that, you get to run into some people you haven't seen for a while. I was surprised by how many people came from Portland because it's like a 2-hour drive. And that's just one way. So, you know, you got to expect people to buy it. And it's funny because like a lot of people were excited to see us. And I always feel like I'm just shoved down the throat of people in Portland because every center books us you know what I'm saying? So we have like 6 to 8 shows in Portland every year. And I just feel like when it comes to like recovery or entertainment, like music at recovery events, it's always Skyler, Ray, and Kayla. And so like, I'm always surprised that like people come out and they're like, oh, we're so excited to see you. I was like, you sure about that? Because you guys see me so much. And when it comes to Portland, like everybody, like I'm just shoved down everybody's throat if you're in recovery. I know people got to be like tired of it because it's like everywhere you go, it's just us. And it's just like, sorry, guys, they keep booking us. So, you know.
Well, hey, man, when you got something good going on, man, if like
Mhm.
that saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And you guys are absolutely tearing it up. And I see someone here, Amanda Anders, came from, was it Rossburg, Oregon? Oregon? Sorry. Oregon.
Roseburg.
Roseburg from there. And there was a few other people chiming in. And here you go. How about this one? Where'd it go? Here you go. Let's see Eminem, Skyler, and Kalichi. That would be
dope.
amazing.
That
Oh
would be
yeah.
dope. That would be dope.
Well, what we're waiting for is, once Eminem starts to get a little momentum behind him, and once he gets to that level with
Once he
Skyler
gets
and
to that level,
Kalichi,
I'll let him open up for me.
he'll let it. Yeah,
We're gonna have to pay the cost for opening up because we just don't let no schmucks on there. But
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
So we'll see how the youngster does this coming summer and stuff like that.
We'll see. I might give him a chance. I have a few local acts that I think can give him a run for his money. So
There you go.
we'll see.
But actually, while we were on last night doing a little thing, I got some pictures of you guys from Ty. From
yep.
she had dinner with you, and she had pictures. Was that, I'm not sure who she was with, but she took pictures with you and Kayla and Kalichi, and she had someone with her. So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really awesome meeting everybody. The dinner was good. I was so full, bro. I've only been eating once a day. And so it's like to be able to I ate breakfast. I ate a small breakfast. I had little potatoes, 2 eggs, and then but like usually that's what I have in a protein drink because I've been trying to get healthy, right?
Mhm.
And I had that, and then we had like dinner. I didn't eat it all really. I had like some bites of potato. I had the cordon bleu chicken. That was incredible.
Oh,
And then they busted out, like, I didn't eat the veggies. I should have ate the veggies, but I don't know. I'm weird. But then there was, they busted out the cheesecake. And so I had a slice of cheesecake. And then I started drinking water and I felt like I had a rock in my stomach. And I was like, good thing there's not to like 3 or 4 hours till we perform. Cause I'm like, I don't feel good. Like, it's not that I don't feel good. I'm just like, I don't feel, it's like trying to eat. It's so funny because a lot of people, like when we go places, they want to feed you right before you go on. And I'm like, that's like feeding me before I go work out. Like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like afterwards I'll grub, I'll pig out and might have seconds. Like if it's really good and I'm hungry, but like, it's a lot. So I, try to do that. And then, I told Cakes when we come back, cause we weren't coming home till like 1 or 2 a.m. I told her when I get back, I'm gonna I'll bring her something. And so we brought her a little 2-piece nugget from McDonald's. I gave her a couple fries. She was excited. She was all jumping around, little nub all wagging.
So you got chicken cordon bleu, and she got chicken
nuggets.
She don't know that. She don't understand English.
She thinks that
She just gets excited by the tones of voices and your excitement.
Yeah.
Even right now, she's trying to nap because I'm just being loud right next to her. So she cool.
Well, I tell you, from the video or from the live, seeing that from last night, man, it definitely looked like it was a great time. You could tell the energy level was up. The music sounded great.
Thank you.
I tell you what, I know that they all appreciate it. And I wasn't sure of the information ahead of time. Earlier, I was on and just letting people know, man, if you're in that area, to check out the page as far as that. I didn't know if there was any tickets even available. So we were just like, go see them. Go see him.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I always appreciate the plug, man. I'm always grateful. It's really cool to see anybody show up, let alone anybody show up and be excited to hear the music. Like I said, I'll never take it for granted, man. I'm excited when anybody shows up because no one has to show up.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And so it's a big deal, man. It's funny because people start to trip. Like they're like, oh, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'll answer a message or things like that, or take time to take pictures. Cause I'll walk through the crowd, get pictures. I'm always hanging out at the merch table in the crowd. I never do the green rooms. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be out there meeting people and everything like that. And so everybody's always tripping on that. And I'm just like, I don't know what the big deal is. This is what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, you really just be out here in the crowd? And I'm like, well, what else am I supposed to do? Like, I don't want to be in the green room on a couch twiddling my thumbs. Like, I'm trying to get tickets. Like, you paid tickets to come out. Like, I want to let you know I'm grateful. I'm grabbing hugs from everybody. I'm taking pictures of everybody. I'm the one coming up. It's funny because I'm the one coming up with the camera, coming up. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? You know what I'm saying? I see him rocking the merch or anything like that. That's me. I that's the way I've always been. Is just because like you got to have a certain matter or a certain level of gratitude, especially like
Oh,
coming from where I come from, and just like, man, I was counted out. I was counted out, and now I'm out here and I'm thriving. It's like I'm there for everybody. I'm not special. I'm not special. You know what I'm saying? The people that give me a platform and give me a voice are the ones that are special. Because without them, you know, there would be nobody at the shows. And so, like,
Mhm.
I always just try to make sure everybody feels special. Everybody feels like, you know what I'm saying? If you bought a ticket, like, I want to come at least, you know, give you a hug, shake your hand, get a picture with you, tell you thank you. You know, I want to hear what you have to say real quick. If you have something to tell me or say something, or, you know, I'm also very big into walking around. Hey, you having a good time? Make sure everybody's comfortable. It's funny because like, it's not even like my shows. I'm just like popping around, you know, having a good show. You need anything? All right, I'll be over here. Can we get a picture real quick? You know, so that's how I'd like to do things, man.
What a nice host.
Well, and that's how it's got to be, man. You're like you're emceeing things and you're keeping things going. And that I've told you many times, man. Ever since I started doing this, I'll have people that'll hit me up. They're like, "So, what's so and so like?" After the show, what are they like when the cameras are off? Asking all these questions, and the majority of the time, it's just like, man, what you see is what you get. Great people, or it's even more so, where it's like, listen. That's why I love what I'm doing with My Fighter War and like with you, King Handsome, Kalichi, all these others who are going to come on and be able to tell their story.
Yes.
While you guys were performing last night, we were just just jumped on to do our thing, and people were just jumping on left and right. And Benjamin Lerner popped on, and he was showing.
I seen his notifications.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then he said he was looking forward to it. So we hooked up. And as of now, unless there's any changes, right now we're actually set to have Benjamin Lerner on My Fighter War this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. So he could do his thing. So that'll be great because these guys, like I know it's a broken record, like you, King Handsome, Kalichi, Matt Keegan, Benjamin Lerner, all the others, they know your music and how amazing it is. But when they hear your backstory, I mean, you see, you put yours out there where some of them don't as much, but when they get to know that, but yeah, man, like for you, like you said, and you just really nailed it. If it wasn't for all of them, whether it's 5,000 or if it's 5 coming to the show. So yeah, man, I get you. And we're very blessed. And it's just every day, man. And I see your guy there, Steve. He has been going on and said it was an amazing time, amazing show.
Yes.
Love supporting independent artists. There you go, Steve. And I tell you,
I asked him. I even came up. I was like, I seen him at the table, and I was behind the table, and it was kind of busy. And I was like, I'm gonna get a. I was like, I want to get a picture together before the show's over. And I had the opportunity, and I just came right over, and I had the camera. I was like, can we get a picture? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I seen Amber say should get into advertising. You make every place look so fun, and that's the thing is like, people who show up, they matter to me. They matter to me. They matter how they're feeling. Are they having an okay time? Are they comfortable? Like, these are big things for me because I want their experience and their memories to be, I went and seen Skyler Ray and I had a good time because it's important to me that, they associate, going to one of my shows or going to an event that I'm doing with a safe, sober place, somewhere where they felt like they fit in, somewhere where they felt like they weren't alone, or I don't want them to feel awkward or to be like, yo, I bought a ticket to see Skyler and he just hid behind the merch table. Like, that's not cool. I know people that do that. And, people always say, don't meet your heroes. And I'm not saying I'm somebody's hero, but what I'm saying is, like, if you buy a ticket to see Skyler Ray, expect some interaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming around everywhere. That's the way it is. I like hugs, I like to see people. So that's always been a big thing for me. I guess it works for marketing. I'm sure it's a good thing. And I'm sure it helps, future events, but that's just the way I am. I've been to events before where I've just been quiet and like awkward and no one says hello. And I'm trying to meet my favorite artist or meet an artist that I bought ticket to. And they're just like, what up? What you want? Okay, cool. Goodbye. And it's
What
like,
you want?
or someone else working, and all you do is see them on stage, and you hope they make eye contact with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to go above and beyond, man. I'm an artist who wants to be doing this for the rest of my life. And I just know how important my people are to me.
Oh, without a doubt, man. And it's over and over. Without them, we're nothing. And without and with the people that are asking all these things, and it is true as far as being authentic, and that goes way back when we first started, when you first came on the show that first time, about how it changed you and your music. How
Yeah.
before, when you were rapping, and this is before you were sober, how you were singing and rapping about things that were not true. They were so unrealistic. And it was like, okay. And then when you started, like, as you said, you were authentic, you were Skyler Ray. And
Yeah.
also it's like, boom, flipping the switch. And, that's one thing that people, they see and they know you're real. You're not just doing this for like a one and done to get attention.
No, yeah.
Okay. Because they know you go to a Skyler Ray concert, you know what you're going to get. And that's that interaction. And that's huge, man. Let's see what else is here.
Yeah.
DJ Bobby Boom
Oh,
is
it said,
on. King Handsome's
he?
on.
DJ's on. I see. Oh, King Handsome.
Shout out DJ
Whoa,
Bobby Boom.
Bobby
Yeah, I
Boom.
see Wo in here. I'm
And
excited. I'm excited, man. Wo will be up here in June, June 28th. And since my Georgia gig got canceled, I'm excited because Wo will be in town, and that means I get a chance to spend time with Wo and AC and everything like that. So there's so many cool things coming up, man. I'm super excited for it. I absolutely am.
okay. So is this already set, good to go and everything? And what was it, Georgia, you said?
The Georgia's not happening. No.
It's not. Oh, okay.
It's not happening. And that's why, well, it's I was booked to be in Georgia June 28th, and the show, I think, with Wo is June 29th. Or
Okay.
either or, it's like one of those days. And so, but I was gonna end up missing that. And I was a little upset because he was gonna be in town in my city, and I was gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he's going to Portland and I'm gone, But it's funny because last year we had like a gig that we were supposed to do out of state last year when he came to town, and it ended up getting canceled. So it ended up working out. And it's the same thing with this year. Now I'm just like, yep, that's what we're doing.
There you go. Well, I know I was talking to Lori and Athens, Alabama, about her event, and she was saying that they're actually trying. I don't know if you've got any updates about King Handsome coming to Athens, Alabama. I know they were working on it because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're still working on it, or do you? Or King Handsome, you're watching right now. What's going on? Are you going to be coming to Athens, Alabama, with all of us June 5th,
6th, 7th, 8th?
I'm sorry, June 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I know Lori was talking about it, and that was for you. We just lost Skyler Ray, and he's coming back.
Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
But so just pop on, let us know what's going on, King Handsome. I know that you are supposed to be coming back. There's Kalisha from Pine Case Podcast, who is awesome.
Yes,
and Caleb.
And so, look, I have a question though. So, what are some things that you are grateful for, man? Like during like some hard days, what keeps you going, and what are some things you are grateful for? And if you guys are reading this as well, drop what you guys are grateful for. I'll pop them up on the screen as well.
Definitely. I tell you what, man, being sober and just looking at the most minor details in life for me, and I've had people kind of laughing at me, thought I was kidding. I love being out in nature. I love being out in the woods. And I was out visiting my dad at the cemetery, as everyone knows I do. And it was a beautiful day. And I was just leaning back against this tree. And I just closed my eyes. And all of a sudden, I could, just feeling the breeze, hearing the wind in the leaves in the trees. And then all of a sudden, hearing just the birds. And in the background, there were some kids that were there with their parents, and just hearing their voices, all these little things that in the past I could care less about, man.
Yeah.
But now just appreciating these little things, and just not taking one moment of it for granted, man. So that's huge. And but what about you, man?
Man, I have so many things to be grateful for. Most importantly, my lady and pound cake.
Oh God.
I feel like anything besides music you could strip away from my life and I'll be all right. As long as I got those two, right? As long as I
Mhm.
got those two, everything's gonna be all right. And I mean, you could even strip away the success from music. You could strip away all the money I'm making from music, everything like that. And I think as long as I got those three, I'm good for, man. I wake up. Little mama's cakes gets on my nerves sometimes, but you know, I'm grateful for it because like it reminds me that I do have a doggo, and you know, that's what I always wanted. And I look at her, and don't matter how much of a brat she's being, I'm like, this is the dog I exactly wanted. And she loves me, right? And so, like, you know, the only time she's being annoying is when she wants attention, and it's because she loves me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And so I should be grateful that I have a dog that wants me and wants to hang out and wants to play and wants to cuddle. And, you know, so those are things that definitely keep me going. Um, well, I guess actually, most importantly, what I'm grateful for above the music, above Kayla, above Pound Cake is my recovery. You
Oh,
know,
without
sometimes
a
I
doubt.
forget about that just because that's a given and that's what I'm on. Sometimes I forget about that because without recovery, you know, I'm not sure I would have
Nothing.
anything. And so
Exactly.
that's a thing that I'm grateful for, man. Life has just been beautiful. Everything has been working out, and I have no complaints.
Yeah, I
If you
see we
ever in
got
the comment section,
yeah,
drop down.
Jacqueline here. Did
Yep,
you
pop
you
it
see
on.
Jacqueline
Jackie
here?
Blankenship put in a comment.
Yeah, there she is
Yep.
right there.
Okay.
Was it the forgiveness and love my children have and show for me in recovery is extremely great feeling. That
Nice.
is, that's so true, Jacqueline, and congratulations. And
Absolutely.
that is just, just that self pride that we have now is another thing that I want to say for me
Yeah.
is feeling good about yourself in such a positive way is something that I did not do. I mean, in my past, you would hear my name. It was usually followed by that fucking prick, that evil bastard. And you know what? I was good with it
I still hear
because
that.
oh, yeah, all the time. And that was me, man. And I was good with it. And then now with all these positive changes, you hear it from other people. But the first time I remember kind of looking in the mirror, just going, you made it. You're
Yeah.
alive and you're making a change. It was just such I took it just pride. It's like, okay. And that's all of us, man. All of us that are here right now. But yeah, man, just keep chiming in with all these things as well. And Jacqueline,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
congratulations on that, man. I mean, just I can't, with your kids, that's beautiful.
That really is truly beautiful. And congratulations to anybody in the comment section who's in recovery or trying to find recovery. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be a long history of success. If you are
Mhm.
doing better today than you were yesterday, congratulations.
Hmm.
Also, Manny, if you could travel back in time, you know, it's funny because so let me finish this first. So, if you could travel back in time, is there something you would tell your younger self? Is there something you would do differently? And the reason why I asked that is because you know I heard an interesting take in you know I don't remember who said it, but they were saying they wouldn't. Oh, it was Mr. Beast, and he was saying if he could travel back in time, and this is the first time I ever heard this, is he wouldn't tell his younger self anything. And the reason for that is because if he heard any advice or anything like that, he might have pivoted and like his future self, his future would have looked different. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? If you give your words
Yeah,
of
Hmm.
advice, maybe you might shy away from the destination that you are meant to take. Maybe you wouldn't face hardship that makes you this
exactly.
person that you are today. But
Yeah.
I do want to ask you, is there anything that you would tell yourself?
Well, yeah, but and I totally agree with what you just said that too, because yeah, if you did know and something like that back then, you might take the easy way out and say, "Well, I'll just avoid that," and it
Yep.
doesn't build you up. Like for me, um, if I were able to say something to myself back then, it would definitely be the people in your life
Yeah.
that mean the most to you, your family, your mom, your dad, whoever it is. Do not take 1 second for granted, man, because when that day comes and they close their eyes for the last time, we'll never get a chance to say I love you. You'll never get a chance to say these things. As a former police officer, as a former EMT, I've had to be in those situations and inform people that their loved ones have died. I've been at scenes. I've put people in body bags while their loved ones are there, and I can't tell you how many times I heard family and loved ones saying, I wish I had more time. I wish I would have said I love you one more time. So for me back then, it was I would say, do not take 1 minute of this beautiful life for granted, and especially family and friends. Tell them every day. Tell them every day how much you love them. But OG, what about you, man?
OG, I'm gonna pop you on.
Okay.
Oh,
You're cut yourself. Oh, there we. That's better. I'm gonna sound. I have a blessed life. I've had a good life all my life. I've had some tough experiences. I mean, I've been jumped in the street, fractured skull. I mean, and actually, just a little hint because and actually, I was in the martial arts at the time.
Oh snap!
But it's a long story, and I'll tell you some other time when we're by ourselves. But I had two friends call. One was, "Oh, Lynn, how are you?" Two of the guys at the karate club. "Lynn, are you okay? What's going on?" Blah, blah. And the other guy just said, didn't say, "How are you? You feeling good?" He just said, "Do you know who did it?" And I went, "That's all I needed to hear," because I'm still alive, and those guys, if they're living that kind of life, they're probably dead already anyway. But in general, I have a fabulous life. I cannot complain. Life is just great. But Lynn loves Lynn. But see, that's something that I've tried to teach Manny, and I'm going to talk to you. Well, and I asked you last week, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Lynn loves Lynn. Okay, because I know if I got nobody else to rely on, I have me.
There you go.
I can't get away. Wherever I go, she follows me. But so I've learned this. I just love life. So
that's the secret of life. That's the secret of life, and is loving yourself and accepting who you are, because there's no one you spend more time with, and once you do that, not only will it impact your personal relationships, your success, because we project outwards. If we're mean to people, we obviously feel icky on the inside. So, like, not only will our relationships thrive, but also our success, because we will have confidence in ourselves. So that is, I believe, the ultimate secret in life. Learn to love yourself, understand who you are, take the time to study yourself, your flaws, what sets you off, what makes you happy, what motivates you. So bingo, that is the key to life, OG.
And to go on with what Manny had said, one of my sayings, because I know we're talking about how philosophical some of the stuff's been that you've been putting on the screen, which I love, is that time is my one unrenewable resource.
Yep.
So it goes along exactly with what Manny said about how appreciate the people you have, appreciate the good times, because I can get money, I can get cars, I can get clothes, I can whatever. Can't get more time.
Yep.
So anyway, that's mine.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing, OG. No, I would say honestly, like when it comes down to it, I would honestly say I would go back and just tell myself that everything's gonna be all right. That everything is gonna be okay. And that just stick with it. Chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. You will have no regrets. That is the only thing that I would tell myself, because, I don't think that would change anything in my life, because, I don't know. I've always stayed happy. I've always stayed with jokes. I've always, I don't feel like much can keep me down. Do I get upset? Yeah, I get really upset. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, though, is like, I don't think I've ever really truly been down or counted myself out or depressed, especially out of the long-term picture. Like, even when I was locked up, even on like my worst days of addiction, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I won't want to say feel invincible, but I know that as long as I'm living, I still have a chance at life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's super important to me. I see a lot of people in the comment section agreeing with what we're saying. We got my buddy right here saying that he shared or that they shared, and quite a bit of people on here. Thank you guys so much for sharing this. If you guys want to know how you can support it, that's doing that. Share and leave a comment.
Sure. And actually, I just saw this. I don't know if you from your buddy Steve there about today is Black Balloon Day for those who lost their lives in addiction. So we can kind of flow right into that too while we're talking to pay respect in the memory of our families and friends that we've lost. If there's someone that you lost that you would like to honor them by putting their name up, by all means. For me, I just want to jump on right now and say my little brother, Kevin Prince. God bless you, brother. We took a walk I remember one time, and he was in the middle of hell he was going through, and here he was taking time to help me while he was suffering so much. That's a type of giving person. And unfortunately, Kevin lost his battle. And so, Kevin, I love you. And, him, and then my brother, who I literally climbed into his hospital bed as he took his last breath, my brother, Jerry. To Jerry, I love you. And every day, you and Kevin are in my mind and my heart. When I do these shows, I think about you guys. So, Steve, thank you for popping that up there. I did see something on Facebook about the Black Balloon Day. So if you guys do have a loved one on here that you would like to honor, please leave their name up there and we'll definitely mention it for you.
Absolutely.
Frank?
Looks like Frank Kenny, who was on Talking Trash. Rest in peace, Frank Kenny. Sorry to hear about your loss. Yeah, man, I have so many. Especially like during COVID happened. It felt like I was literally losing like 2 to 5 people a week. Sometimes it'd be 2 to 3 people a day. So there's so many names. I'm trying to think of names. I could think of names, but it's like there's way too many to even begin talking about names. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to everybody who lost some. Sorry to hear about your brother. Yeah, I was aware of the Black Balloon day, just for the simple fact I know Kalichi is flying back home. He's gonna spend a night at home tonight, and then tomorrow he's doing an event with Benjamin Lerner. He's gonna be with Benjamin Lerner and then another artist in recovery as well for that event. I believe that is over in Maine. So shout out to Jesse. I always see you leaving comments, Jesse, but it never lets me reply. I'm not sure if it's your personal settings, but as you know, that's why I always heart your comments on my page. But she lost her son to a fentanyl overdose. His name was Joey. So rest in peace to Joey as well. It's tough. It's tough. We lose so many as addicts. It's crazy because like all you do is lose people, right? And it's just I kind of have a wall up, and it sucks because as a human, I don't feel like I should be kind of immune to death. You know what I'm saying? It's a cruddy way to live. Just because I always feel like anytime anybody brings up someone's name, they either got clean and sober, or they're back in prison, or they're dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like everybody from my past. So those are the 3 options. Are they clean and sober now? Are they dead? Or are they in prison? So it's very tough, and sometimes it's like, I used to always think what was wrong with me, especially once I got sober, because I was like, how come I'm not crying? How come I'm not like, crazy? Like I'd be bummed out. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, what's wrong with me? Is something broken? And it's like, oh no, it's just that as an addict, so many people that die.
Yeah. And I hate to say the word normal. But that's like the lifestyle that we live. And I remember like with my lifestyle and as a first responder, that's what I dealt with every day. So you kind of have to put up this wall of emotionless to go on, because here I am, with this person laying there who's been either OD'd or he was shot to death, stabbed to death. And I got the parents crying and loved ones and hugging and screaming. And also my radio goes off. I got to leave to go do another call. So you just got to put that behind you and go. But of course it stays with you, and you, like you said, you become immune to it and this weird feeling. And I remember, because I'm kind of like you, all of these things, and then I almost felt bad, like everyone's crying, and here I am like, oh yeah, you're upset. But I just thought about this when they told me that I was going to die. When they told me, Manny, you're going to be dead, you have less than 6 weeks to live, I didn't even cry about my own death. It was just like this just throwing up this wall. It was like, all right. And please keep the names coming and all that. We're not going to be putting everything out, but they'll be posted. So as we go through, after the show, we will be, recognizing people as well. So please keep popping them up as well. And the questions like the Skyler just had about that, keep doing that as well. And me and Skyler and OG were talking about before the show started, just about things in general as far as with our sobriety.
Yeah.
And here we got the nice weather coming here in Detroit on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. We're supposed to be in the low 60s. It's sunshine.
Woo.
So I know for a lot of people coming up this spring and this summer is going to be your first sober spring and summer. And so that's another thing, man. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to do, this summertime, this springtime, to get outside and enjoy? So you can throw some of that up there too.
Absolutely. Definitely throw it up there, guys. I see my buddy right here tapping in with his clean date. Met him at a show last night. He came to the show. He came with 4D, and I had a lot of good conversation with him. I'm happy we were able to get that picture. Thank you for sharing your music with me this morning or today. It was very nice to meet you, man. And I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. Keep going. I know you said it was a goal of yours to get a year sober. So I got your back, bro. If there's anything that I can do, I'm excited for you along this journey. It was really cool because we had a chance to be able to have a conversation, and he was telling me how I inspired him, and that was his first concert he's ever been to. And, I could tell it was a big deal to him. And I was kind of taken back just because, how excited he was, especially to be able to come over and like get a picture and have a conversation and just to be able to like the fact that I was talking back with him, I was a little bit taken back just because he was like, man, like this is my dream right here. And like, this is that. And I was like, yo, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of in awe to be able to see that I could have that impact on people and be able to bring that out of them. So thank you very much. It was very awesome meeting you. You guys drop down what you guys are planning on doing in the spring. What are your goals? Or what are some fun activities? Do you have anything planned? Do you guys like to do barbecues? Does your family get together? Me personally, I'm looking forward to the good weather because I want to take my daughter Cakes out. To the park. I want to take her to the dog park. I want to run around where it's not muddy. I want to be able to play ball with her out in the backyard. I want to be able to chase her around and toss her frisbee. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll probably fire up some food on the barbecue. And probably, there's going to be some days where I spend 3 to 5 hours with her. Hopefully, I say that because I want to hold myself accountable. I do that. Sometimes I go outside and I'm like, get your ass inside. I'm bored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I look forward to it, man. I want good weather. I want to be able to take my doggo to have some fun because I get so busy sometimes in the winter. And a lot of times I don't always play with her as much as I really want to. And it kind of hurts my heart sometimes when I see her and I'm just like, Dad's busy right now. I'm sorry, baby. And it's like, it's been 2 days since we played, and sometimes I'll be seeing her and I'll be provoking her and like, it's really cute. Well, I'll get down on all fours and she'll like fucking charge me from across the room. She's flopping. She's jumping on me. I'm flipping her over. We're biting each other. We're nibbling and she's cute. So I look forward to the good weather. What about you? Anything you're looking forward to or?
Man,
motorcycle.
I was just gonna say, man, my Harley.
I knew that.
This shoulder of mine, it's funny because some of these specialists, they're like, dude, you realize how jacked up you are? I mean, they're like to the point they're like, we don't know if your shoulder will ever be the same. We don't know if what we're gonna do right now. And I'm like, screw you, man. I am not. If I would have listened to the doctors 5 years ago, I'd be dead by now because that's what they told me. So, okay, thank you, but no thank you. But for me, the summertime, springtime, well, actually, as soon as the weather gets nice, I've already been out there, get my arm up here. It's like, okay, I get it up there on that throttle. So being on my Harley is, that's my happy place.
The only reason he does therapy so he can get on his Harley.
But and then back to I said originally, man, enjoying that Harley, but then spending as much time as I can with my family and friends, because during those years where addiction took over everything, that's what each choice and each decision was made by addiction. It wasn't made by me, and not anymore, man. Screw that. Now I'm in control. Now, like I say now with my new saying is, you have to own it until you do. It owns you, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And plus, with a lot of the traveling, definitely looking forward to coming out and seeing, spending some time with you and Kayla and Pound Cake and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I know you're going to be busy as hell though with your tour. I mean, so you're
Yeah,
you're going to be juggling.
We leave out to Texas. I think this weekend we go to Texas. I think we're in Austin. Got a podcast going to Sober by Southwest over there. It's a recovery festival, and then I come back, and then I waiting to hear Wood back, but I think then we're going back out to Houston the next week, and then we got to go out to Oklahoma. So things are starting to rev up a little bit. Yeah, it's getting busy. It's definitely getting busy. It's a good thing. We're the demand this year is crazy. It's all word of mouth, and I have so many agencies hitting me up, so many different states, so many different bookings, and it's a lot. It's fun. It's fun. No, you guys don't read into my body language when you see me like this. I'm excited and I'm grateful. I really am. I'm just thinking I'm lazy right now. I'm lazy. That's why I say don't read my body language, because you see me. I'm like, yeah, we got to. No, I'm totally stoked, guys. I'm excited. I'm just lazy right now. And I know we got a butt ton to do.
It's just grind time. And, like for you and all of, King Handsome and everyone else that we mentioned that's been on the show, the entertainers. I mean, you guys, it's work, and you guys are out there doing all this stuff and touring and then entertaining, and then everything goes along with it. The meet and greets, the merchandise, all of this stuff. And I remember when I first started doing this, my fight's been around 2 years, January the 9th. But as far as doing shows and all that, doing podcasts, like I said, it's been a year. And I remember when I first started doing this, I was on some shows with some pretty heavy hitters, man. And I remember afterwards talking to them, and they're just, I remember them saying how much work goes into it. And this is before I started it. So I was like, you're sitting there just talking, having nice conversations with people. How much fucking work? I mean, come on. Well, then I started saying, this is what I want to do. So now I get it, because
so much work.
I mean, I'm not an entertainer as far as singing and doing all the stuff you guys are doing, is putting on concerts, but just what, OG has to put together, the travel arrangements, going here, going out of state, doing meet and greets and stuff that I never in a million years thought I'd have the pleasure and honor to do. I love it, man. And sometimes I'll be like you. I'll be like, man, we got to do this and this. And I'm like, oh, wait, just like you. It's reminded me of. It's like, I'm not complaining. I've got all this shit going on, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, it's what we work hard for, man. We work hard to be booked and keep busy. And so, like, that's why that's why I always remind myself, man. I don't remember who I was having a conversation with yesterday, but I was telling him that I was doing something, and I was like, man, I'm so exhausted. And I was like, but I am grateful I'm even booked. Okay. Like, how many people work to try to be booked, and a lot of people don't get booked or things like that. So the fact that I got a busy schedule means that there is success, and like that's all I ever dreamed of. Was
man, and that's just it. You nailed it, man. With here, you're so busy. Well, why is that? Because people love what you're doing. People love your music. So
because he loves also what he's doing.
It's all this stuff. And like for me, I remember when I first started doing podcasts, I was like, it was just like, well, shit, I just trying to get the people to come on as a guest. I remember me and OG would be like, listen, if anyone wants to come on and tell their stories, we're here. And it was just like going nowhere. And then as we started to get a little more popular, a little more word out there, and our platform started to grow. Now, I mean, we're booked all the way out till May, June. It's like, holy shit. And then now to be able to have the blessing of have other hosts contacting OG and, for me to come on their shows, what an honor. I never in a million years thought that I'd hear this shit going on. So, you're right, man. It is truly a blessing. And speaking of which, King Handsome, man, every time I turn around, he's somewhere doing something as well. Like you nailed it about him. You said it, Skyler, about how hard he works.
He works hard.
And King Handsome, that's you, brother. I still tell that story about it was you two. Was it Hawaii or where'd you go? And you're talking about you were gonna just do some chill time, and he was like, "Oh, while we're there, man, we're gonna do this, do this."
He wanted to come to Hawaii. He wanted to come to Hawaii, and I was like, we stayed out in Maui for a month. Me and Kayla did. We're
Oh,
a month out
nice.
Yeah.
there. We brought the studio out
Woo!
there, and he wanted to come out, and I was like, yeah. I was like, we can make some music. I was like, I'll show you the beach and all this stuff. And he's like, nah. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to record and make music. And I was thinking to myself, and I was like, well, like, I hear you, but like, we're in Hawaii. Like,
Why?
we can make music anywhere. We can literally make music anywhere. So why would we use up our Maui days just on making music and not going to the beach or not doing anything? That makes no sense.
I
You know
remember
what I'm
that.
saying? But shout out to Woe, man. He's always
Yeah.
trying. He
He's
always
a
wants
worker.
to just work. And so I
I,
respect it.
I remember that story because I remember the look on your face as you were telling the story. You're like, yeah, man, I told him we're going to be at the beach. We're going to be in Hawaii, this and that. And here you're talking about like the R&R, the beauty, and it just taking it all in. And you're like, Woe's like, well, yeah, then we can record and do this. And you were just like, we're going to be in Hawaii.
Yeah, I was like, we're in Hawaii. Like, what do you mean you don't want to go to the beach? I just want to make music. And I'm like,
Yeah.
thinking to myself,
So-
I'm like, well, this probably ain't the place to come visit. You
And,
know what I'm saying?
and now he's got something going on. Old daddy's got a baby shower. I believe it's this weekend because King Handsome.
Well,
Um,
how come I don't know that?
Yeah, well, he put it on the show last night. He popped on here talking about it because him and Jazz are having a little woe on April 20th. April 20th, we're gonna have a little woe. It'd be a whoa. Just a little
It'd be a
whoa.
whoa, whoa.
Whoa. It'd be a big little baby.
Whoa.
A little baby. Whoa.
Hey. Baby Woe's making an appearance, his first time appearance on WrestleMania. So here we
Baby
go.
whoa. And
It is going down 420. So
420. I know Lori from Athens, Alabama. She's like, really? 420? It's like, hey, is what it is.
it is what it is.
Man. But with stuff going on, man, with you and Caleb, I mean, when does is it this coming weekend? You said your official, is that the start of the tour starts up this weekend in Texas?
You know, I don't know if it's run over dates. We'll count it as part of our tour. But it's just so many dates are booked, and usually we do it within like a 5 or 6 month period that we do all the dates. But everybody's just booking all over, so it's whatever, man. I don't,
So-
it'll count part of the tour, but the bulk of it will start like end of May.
Okay, and that's like what are you at now? 82 or 83? What?
88 now.
So
Wow.
so your next one will be 89 that you're going to, so you'll be at 100 in no time.
Yeah, we'll be at 100 in no time. We already got things booked, so it's gonna happen. That's for sure.
Do you have by chance? Do you know which venue you're going to be at when you're at show number 100? That'd be cool as hell.
Let me check. Well, I can get you a rough estimate, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's definitely not gonna hold. Let me see.
yeah, because you're going to be getting booked up before then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amber knows Amber. She's like cakes.
Right now, it would be Rockfest. In Portland, Oregon.
All right.
Okay.
But that's just right now. We have so many shows.
Yeah.
Hopper, like
Yes,
that will change. It would definitely will. There's no way that stays, just because that's a little bit later on, and I know a lot of our shows pop on before then. So it's not gonna last. That's for sure.
Yeah, because as soon as I said that, I go, well, they're going to be getting hit up for shows before that,
Yeah.
so it's just all going to add up.
It adds up fast. It definitely does. No, I'm excited, man. 100's a big number. It's a great opportunity. I'm super excited for it, and to think that we started this tour and we'll be hitting 100 stops around the country. It
Nice.
just shows not only the longevity, but it shows the quality of the show that we bring to cities. That we're able to be continuously booked and booked out. This is a tour we started on ourselves, so it's really awesome. I see Sadie says, I would love to have yours and Cleachy's autograph, one of my idols. He actually performed Break Lights last night. So if you missed it, I'm sorry. But yeah, so it's going to be incredible. If you want to grab something from like the store, merch store, or anything like that, Sadie, I will send you a free signed album. I will send you some other little goodies as well that are signed. So just go ahead and grab something and I'll make sure you get hooked up.
There you
We got
go, man.
Brandon
Oh,
Hughes.
nice.
Skyler, call me when you're done with the podcast, please. Brandon, message me your number. I'll give you a call. I seen you post something up before. I couldn't read it, and it was so big that when I popped it on, it's covered our faces. So send me your number, man. I'll give you a call after the podcast. That's for sure. But give me like, just so you know, Brandon. A lot of times when we hop off, me and Manny could talk anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. So don't think that as soon as I hop off,
Easy.
that you know what I'm saying. As soon as the live ends, don't think we're done. So,
Oh,
but
no,
send me
no.
your number through message, and I will definitely shoot you a call. I got you. I definitely do.
Oh,
I see my guy right here still popping on. Who else I see it? Oh, I see Big Mama's in the house. She said,
Oh,
"Love you, Sky." So look, Morgan is absolutely dope. She was a counselor that we did when I was in prison, and
Ah,
so
okay.
our treatment center program that I did in there. And so shout out to Big Mama. That is Morgan.
Morgan.
oh, how
Well,
nice.
Morgan, thank you for all you've done because you can see the results of what you.
Yeah, thank you for saving this young man.
Yes,
He's
Yes,
a blessing to the world.
I tell you what, man. If it wasn't for you, there would be no music in mayhem with Skyler Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to have me a different music guy.
absolutely. Now,
So
there's a lot of
Morgan,
people that played a lot of pivotal roles in my life, you know, to show me that success is possible and to show me that things are going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and also accountability, right? Someone that you could trust. And me, like the way I operate, I know the way I operate, I like to make people proud. And so before I it was even about making me proud, it was about making others proud. So, you know, all those people played important factors in my life. And so I'm grateful. She said, nah, he did it all himself. Look at her. Still a liar, I see. Huh, Morgan? Still
and
lying
see
over
that's
there. Look at you.
yeah, and see that's the thing, Morgan, is I can't agree with you on that because I know we do a lot, and the thing is, it does come down to us. We have to be accountable 100% because if we're not, we'll never succeed. If we don't put ourselves first and foremost, we'll never succeed. But if
Absolutely.
it wasn't for people like you,
Help
Morgan,
along the
if it
way.
wasn't for people like the people who have come into my life at that pivotal time, you know what, I wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've had people say that when they came on My Fight or War. You know, thanking other people and then, you know, saying it wasn't them. It wasn't them. It was someone else. Well, no, it goes both ways, man. But first and foremost, it's us. We have to do it. But Morgan, thanks to you and everyone that does exactly what you're doing and all of us in this family by support and everything. You guys are awesome. Did
Absolutely.
you
You guys
see?
are incredible. Seriously, like you guys don't know the impact that you guys have. Like you guys see us on the show and we talk about the people that played impacts in our life.
Mhm.
Just understand that you are making an impact in other people's lives as well. So keep leading by example, guys. If you guys are out there choosing the right path, and what I mean is like taking the high road or doing something, making sacrifices to better yourself or your people, congratulations. Thank you for doing that. Just by moving in the right direction. You know, you guys are inspiring people, and it's not necessarily always moving in the right direction. It's the bravery that you guys show by taking a chance and taking a risk to try to chase your dreams or your goals. Like that is super inspiring. I see people all the time that are taking a chance, and I'm like, that is dope because that is what we are meant to be, the best versions of ourselves. And
Oh
Mm-hmm.
by
yeah.
doing that, that's chasing our dreams, that's chasing our goals. I'm such a big dreamer, man. Dreams got me through everything. And so it's very important to go after and do that. So if you are doing that, you know, and I see a lot of people talking about like, you know, I seen somebody I know talking about they had a certain amount of clean time and they're like, well, I do drink, but you know, I'm clean from drugs and everything like that. Shout out to everybody. Look, you know, I know a lot of people are sticklers about certain things. Me personally, I don't drink. I don't use anything. I'm 100% sober, recovery, clean, whatever terminology you want to use. But I'm all for people to being the best version of themselves. Like, if you are no longer shooting dope and you have a drink on the weekend or a drink with your dinner, like, congratulations, you are a qualified
Mhm.
badass. Like, you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm in no position to judge anybody's recovery, nor will I ever. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If you are a better version of yourself today than you used to be, that's what I'm all for, right? And so it's like, you know, I hear people and you know, it's like, if you got to smoke weed to stop you from shooting dope, you're paying your bills, you're taking care of your kids, you're taking care of your responsibilities. I am all for that decision because it's helping you do something you've never done before, right? So even though I don't do anything at all, there is never no judgment. I am absolutely 100% proud of everybody. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Absolutely.
this life is so hard. It is freaking hard. It is scary. People are cruel, people are mean, but also this life can be beautiful and people can be a blessing. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So it's about your perspective. Don't worry about what others think. Don't worry about how people are judging you or what they might think of you or if they consider you to be doing good. Just keep moving the best you can. Do the best you can. Be kind with yourself and be patient. Learn to love yourself. That is
Mhm.
number
That's
one.
right.
Oh,
Learn.
without a doubt. Without a doubt. And you have to like for me, I always say, you know what, put yourself first. It's okay and it's not
Mhm.
selfish. You know,
Mhm.
put yourself first. And the one thing, there's a few things I always keep in my mind are, you know what, when it comes down to it, you know, there are no limitations to our greatness. The only limits that we have are the limits we put on ourselves. And I've said it many times before too. There are no setbacks. There's only great comebacks waiting to happen. And you know, we all have, you know, these choices. I said some of this about this earlier. I had a post about choices that we make and how important each and every one are. And the thing is, these choices that we make them every day, all day. You know, sometimes with our choices, it gets so centered around recovery and addiction that we think nothing else matters. Those decisions that we're making all fit into that same thing. You know, if you decide I'm going to go here and do this, well, that decision might have something to do with possibly using that day.
Mhm.
So think about what you do because the choice that you make, if it's the wrong decision, might be the very last choice or decision that you make.
Mhm.
And that's just it, man. But the thing is to remember, don't ever let anyone, don't ever let anyone's negative words or comments define you, your character, your nature, anything. This is all on us, man. Don't let anyone take your thunder and don't let anyone take your pride because we earned it. We earned it. We earned all those terrible things that we were called in the past because we deserved it. But now where we are, like Skyler said, it's our time to shine. And if you can dream it, you can do it. You know, we're family
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
Sadie's
I
got a
tried to top
question
that
for the
up.
two of you. You
What's
Yep.
see
that?
it?
What's
Yep.
that?
Yeah, Sadie's
Good.
got a
I have a
question.
question for you all. What was your lowest and highest points that got you through some of your struggles? Do you want to start that off?
Man, well,
Lowest,
my
Stevie.
lowest point, there was the two. My lowest was, now that I remember going back to it, was obviously my first or lowest was me basically being told by specialists, the doctors that came and woke me up, and they said that my organs all shut down, pancreas, kidneys, and liver, and that I was going to be dead in less than 6 weeks. That's what happened to me 5 years ago. The doctors came into my room with hospice. I had to call my mom and family, and I had to say my goodbyes. So it doesn't get much lower than that. Um, yeah, I'll never forget that day. But then the other lowest thing that really sticks in my head now that I'm sober is the day that me and my mom were having another one of our talks, and which meant, oh God, I got to sit here and listen to what a waste I am and how upset I'm making everybody. And all of a sudden, my mom started crying. And then she started literally bawling. And then she started beating her chest, crying so hard. She's like, "You are breaking my heart." Here's me. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. All right. Can I go now? Are we done? Are we done? That's the strength and how evil addiction is. A year later, me and my mom were sitting at that same table, and having a great conversation, laughing, talking, enjoying life. And all of a sudden I'm looking at her and it was like time froze. And it was like a slideshow of that past conversation. Went right in front of her face of her crying. The next one of her sobbing. Of the next one, her beating her chest. All of a sudden I'm staring at her and I can hear her saying, "What's the matter?" And all of a sudden I lost it. I started crying my eyes out. And she's like, "What's going on?" And I go, "Ma, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all I've done to you." And I go, that conversation I brought up. And in a mom way, she goes, "Oh, it's okay." No, it's not okay. And I'm glad that I remembered that because it reminds me of how evil addiction is. So those were my two. I know it was a little lengthy, but my two were being told I was going to be dead in 6 weeks. And the other one, seeing the pain.
Those are the lowest points. They also
Those were
want the
the
highest
lowest.
points, but maybe let's do Skyler's lowest points.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So what
look,
about you, brother?
honestly, I would say, I can't really think of a situation like my lowest point. I think about the cruddy situations I was in, but I use that as strength. For the simple fact that I think about if I was in this situation and made it through, then I know I can make it through, right through this. And and a lot of those situations go back to my addiction or being locked up, something that I had to endure, something that I had to sit through and think about. And I always ended up okay. So those are some of my lowest points that do help me get through things with struggling. So I'm like, it ain't that bad, right? I don't have a needle in my arm. I'm not locked up looking at a release date that's 2 years from now. Everything's going to be okay, right? I still have an opportunity. I'm still free. I can go outside when I want. I have a beautiful dog. I have a beautiful lady. I make music for a living, right? So those are lowest points in my life that really push me through. And then I'll take you through a high point, and then I'll let you get to your high point. So a high point to me is I think about how far I've come. I think about the success that I had. I think about the people that chime in on these comment sections, and I think about how much they believe in me. And I think about how much I had to work to earn that belief. I had to do it through consistency, longevity. I had to do it and show them that every single day I suit up. And not only that, but I've been able to do that for years upon years. And so, being able to do that, experiencing the success while doing what I love, I'm not just settling and taking some job I don't like. I'm not just settling and doing something that's not relevant to my dreams. I'm actually chasing it and taking a risk and doing something super scary that I don't know how to do. I believe that definitely does help prevail me through these struggles because I have proven to myself and I have instilled some confidence in me that shows that I can make it through anything.
You weren't supposed to hear it.
Anyway,
Freezing up.
so look, so there's that. What are some of your high points that get you through some of the struggles, Manny?
I tell you what, some of the high points are things that I never in a million years thought would happen to me. And those are some of the things you'll hear people say, "Well, Manny, did you ever think 6 years ago that you'd be doing this now?" And that's, of course, me doing this, sitting in front of a camera. And not only that, but actually doing something. The high points for me are all of a sudden getting phone calls and messages from people that are in social media who I consider like pretty high up on the platform, who are now wanting me to be part of it, asking me to come to their events and to be a featured speaker, having to come on and be a guest on our show. And there were a few times I was just like, am I being punked? I'm waiting for a couple buddies to come through the door and say, "Manny, come on, man. Did you really think these? You think that people are wanting to see you? You got you, fucker." But it's just, to sit there on the phone one day, and I remember talking to Matt and stuff. I was our producer, and my buddies were over, and I was like, "Hold on a minute," and I was talking, and I started laughing. And they go, what was that? What was going on? I go, "I'm sorry." I was talking to my producer in New York about some show prep and and also I stopped and I started laughing. I go, "Excuse me." I go, "I got to go outside and kick my own ass." And they're like, "What?" I go, "I sound like such a fucking diva, my producer and this and my show." And they're like,
You
"Well,
love
dude,"
it.
he goes, "Well, dude," he goes, "You're saying the
True.
truth." He goes, "Well, it is your producer. Matt is the producer of the show. It's a show and all this stuff, which I never in a million years thought I would have hosting a show or have 2 shows, and let alone 1. So yeah, those are the high points. Having people like you, King Handsome, Kalichi, I mean, people that are on different platforms that I never thought I would even associate with, not only be part of the circle, but uh, be part of it, be welcomed into it. Is just it's something I take a lot of pride in, and definitely a high point.
Yeah, I think a lot of things get me through struggles. Not only am I battle tested, but I have proven that I could find success, and I am successful. So there's a lot I think every single point of my life has played a factor. Just because I know I've gotten through everything, not like things that I've laid awake in bed at night and cried about, whether it's finances or anything like that. Like, you know, things have always worked out. Things have always worked out. And if you're in the comment section or watching right now, things have worked out for you because here you
Yeah,
are.
here you
Mhm.
are.
What I'm saying, use that. Like I said, it's all about perspective. It could be like, poor me, like this happened, and like things always go wrong because so much shit has happened to me, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Or I can't do this, or I'll never figure it out because I'm not uber rich or I'm not famous. And you know what I'm saying? All these things, but it's like, wait a second. I'm going to use that as fuel. I'm going to look and see
Mhm.
how far I've
Mhm.
come and where I was at even 6 months ago, a year ago, years ago, and use it as fuel. So learn how to flip the narrative. I know a lot of people struggle with it, and I know it's easier to say it than do, but that, you know what I'm saying? Just try it. Try it until you start believing it. And that's super important, man. It really
Oh,
is. Also, I'm so upset that I don't have a draft loaded up on YouTube so I could play it early. But I do have a song dropping tomorrow, guys.
oh,
Ooh, nice.
Dropping tomorrow. It is called Stay Strong. Um, I don't know. I laid it down and I almost didn't release it, but I figured there's no point of making some if I'm not going to release it. At least finish it. Cause I start stuff all the time and I never finish it. And those aren't supposed to hit the light of day, but the fact that I finished it and took the time to mix it and master it and everything like that. Brand new song dropping tomorrow. It is called Stay Strong. I'm
wow.
going to be
All
running a
right.
contest as well. So pay attention to my stories, pay attention to my Skyler Davis page, and figure out how I am handing out some free merch and a signed album to somebody. Sadie, enter the contest. You might just win it. And there you go. A signed album and a shirt. You gotta pay for anything, right? So pay attention to the contest. If you are watching from my Skyler Ray page, pay attention to my stories. If you are watching from my Skyler Davis page, you will see me posting it. Just so you guys know the difference, my name is Skyler Ray Davis. My artist name is Skyler Ray. Skyler's first, Ray's middle, Davis is my last name. So that's the difference. I only have 2 pages, guys. I find 5 to 10 fake pages a week of me, which always have to report. They're always scamming. If you guys enter a contest and win, I will never ask you for any money, never no credit card information. All I need is your address so I can ship you your free winnings. Free, right? But check it out. So those are the 2 pages I have. And the reason why I say that is I finally got my algorithms working on my Skyler Ray page. So with that being said, I have to be careful what I post because anything that ain't going to be engaging and things like that will start knocking me lower down the totem pole. I have been able to grow. My algorithms used to be so good. I used to post and I would get 2 to 3,000 reactions on every single post, sometimes 4,000 reactions. Then for the last 3 years, it has been a struggle to break over 100 reactions on anything. Like, yeah, I'd post something on the Skyler page, it'd be like 20 reactions, 2 comments. And then so I'd finally get 100 reactions, like, oh my God, it's a good post. And then lately, this last month, the algorithm gods have been in my favor. And my reach has grown by 1,200% in the last we're on track right now to have over 1 million people seeing my page in a month. So I'm very careful on what I'm posting or what I'm doing. I got to do stuff that's interesting and not interactive. So or that's interactive. So you guys, if you guys want to learn out how to win for my brand new song, Stay Strong. If you're on the Skyler Ray page, pay attention to my stories. If you guys are on my Skyler Davis page, I will post on that. So just be on the lookout for it. I don't want to say emotional strong, but it's basically me just sharing my feelings and, you know, kind of the pressure of being so much like inspiration for the community. You know, there's a part on there. It's hard to find inspiration when you're everybody else's inspiration. You know, so that's kind of what the song's about. It's called Stay Strong. I'm excited for it. It'll be on all major streaming platforms tomorrow. So be on the lookout for it.
Well, shit, man. Maybe
Woo!
depending on what you got going on, I don't know what we got going on. Maybe we have to go live tomorrow and do a little song drop or something like that.
We might be able to do that. We might have to do that. I'm not sure what the schedule looks like. Oh, I'm supposed to be going to get my tattoo tomorrow. I'm getting tatted tomorrow. I'll be in the tattoo studio all day. So I don't know. Maybe I could load it up, figure out how to drop it from there. I'll have to play with some settings. But
Yeah,
I'll be
no problem.
Well, maybe Saturday.
No, either that or just just keep
And then you
in
can
touch.
show us your tat.
Keep in touch every day, and see how it goes during the day. See how it goes tomorrow night, and if it works out where we can do it. I mean, you know us. We'll just go on.
Anyway,
if you see our intro start, we're coming live.
I know how to hop on StreamYard from my phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So that won't be an issue.
I'll check it with my tattoo artist, make sure it's still on. Shout out to Joseph Jacobus. But maybe I'll have to go live while I'm getting tatted, even if I can't play the song. Figure it out.
There you go, man. Let me know, and then if that's the case, we'll make some announcements and we'll make it happen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
What time is your appointment?
I think 11 my
11.
time.
12, 1,
So it's
2,
what,
3
11,
o'clock our
12,
time.
1, 2, 3 o'clock our time. Oh,
Mhm.
It would be 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, it's only 3 hours difference.
You don't know how to have 3 hours.
Oh, I thought it was 4
Ah,
hours.
I thought you were mathematics. Okay,
What's
you
that?
are removed from the mathematics. I
And
am a numbers and data person. You just
she's the admin. She's the smart one. Right?
doesn't say much for yourself, Manny. She's
Hey,
over
man.
here can have 3 hours.
That's all. Hey, like I said, it's not my job.
I will give
Here.
you a wet willy, Manny. Don't you?
Here's my job. Not my job. Nope. I just sit here and go blah 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 and look into there. Oh man.
Manny, you want to take us out?
I tell you, man. Well, I appreciate you, brother, and of course OG as well. And Pound Cake made an appearance. And
Yeah.
I don't know where's Wonder Dog at?
She's in there.
Where's
She's
down
underneath
there?
the chair.
Okay, well, Wonder Dog didn't want to be we didn't want
She
to be
was
on.
theme
She's
today.
turning into a diva. There we go. We got a little Pound Cake action to send us out. Pound Cake.
Mama.
Okay. There you go. Now there's a picture right there. She's like, I was sleeping. She goes, I was sleeping, man. She goes, put me down so I can bite you right in the ankle. Here, I'm gonna headbutt you.
Take us out, Manny.
All right. Well, listen, man. Thank you guys so much for another episode of Music and Mayhem. We love you guys. Appreciate you. And like you said, man, remember the only limits that we have are the limits we put upon ourselves. So until then, keep fighting the good fight. Love you guys.
That was
Woo!
love you guys so much. Thank you so much. You guys have a beautiful night. We will see you
Back
guys
at you.
next Wednesday. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. I think it's supposed to end.
Let's go.
End.
Let's go.
Hold on, we still live. It wants to be difficult.
We got to get our intro extra.
Okay, there we go.